Thank you guys for having us. Very excited about this opportunity. I'm Chris with Adaptiv Networks, been in the business for an awful long time. I was on the UCAS side for many years with a company you guys might know, Star to Star, years ago. And I was selling Adaptiv sd-wan through other carriers that I was with, through the years. And when I had an opportunity, Adaptiv said, hey, you're not doing anything. Would you like to come work for us? And I jumped on the opportunity. So we'll do the agenda for this 734 slide presentation. Just kidding, it's not 734. About Adaptiv Networks, if you guys haven't heard of us, the value of SD-WAN, if you don't already know, most of you already know. So we'll briefly go over that. Adaptiv Network Solutions, what our differentiators are in the industry, and then pricing and the conclusion. So Adaptiv Networks was actually founded in 2002, so we've been around for 20 plus years. We acquired Live QoS in 2019, and then we had a very strategic acquisition of Elfiq in 2020. They're a link load balancer, and they were big in the hotel industry. And what we did is we combined Adaptiv's technology with Elfiq's, and we've come up with a superpower, basically SD-WAN product. So we are the most patented SD-WAN company in the industry. We have over 80 patents, more patents than Cisco, more patents than Versa, VMware. Well over 1,500 customers, and we're privately funded. I just want to point to our vision, which to me is super poignant. It's to remove the barriers of business digital transformation, which we're all going through and experiencing, with amazingly simple and effective cloud connectivity. And that simplicity, super important, especially for the SMB and mid-market, which is where we specialize. So we're 100% channel go-to-market. We're designed for MSPs and agents like you. Complex capabilities, like the big boys, but we're built for simplicity. So it's our never-ending quest, is what our CEO often says. So Adaptiv has a virtualized overlay network. Not all SD-WAN companies are the same, and products are the same. It seems like everybody's doing SD-WAN. They're not the same, and I'll explain that to you here in just a little bit. It has to do with that overlay network. Multi-tiered, multi-tenancy, which is really cool for MSPs and agents, because you can see into your customers' accounts. Your customers get a tenancy, and if you want them to look into and monitor their accounts. The larger MSPs have MSPs and agents under them, and then we get to see everybody's for that tier 3 and tier 4 tech support when you need it. So SASE offering is coming out in Q1 of 2023. Very significant partnership that we had with a company called Wedge Networks. That's going to be part of our overlay network, and it's going to be a total solution of SD-WAN and SASE, which go together anyway, but we're going to be able to offer it, and you guys are going to be able to offer it to your customers very affordably. So marketing assistance, we do a lot of co-branding, sales training, white papers. We work with you guys in any capacity that you really want us to work in, to some reason, but we're very, very active on the marketing front for you. And today we're TCG's only SD-WAN Platinum sponsor, which gives you an opportunity to qualify for the President's Club, which is still open, with the highest commission percentage among SD-WAN providers in their portfolio. In fact, more than double some of the SD-WAN percentages, commission percentages. So what is SD-WAN? Companies, especially the SMB to mid-market, they've used the internet to get to the things that they need to do, right? That's their cloud, is access to the internet. It's simple, it's cheap, unsecured, it's not guaranteed. Some companies that have the deep pockets will do an MPLS, right? They go with the private network. It's complex, expensive. It is secured. It's somewhat guaranteed, but it's just not for you know, most companies are not going to have a whole MPLS network set up. So in walks SD-WAN, which gives them the best of both worlds. So you've got the you know, the security, you got the simplicity, and you've got the ability to do you know, VPNs and site-to-site encryption and things like that, or encrypted encryption between sites. So the value proposition is not disaster recovery for SD-WAN. Everybody talks about disaster recovery. No, SD-WAN's about disaster avoidance. So if you ask a customer, would you rather, you know, recover from a disaster or avoid one? They're all going to say, well, avoid one, right? Well, here you go. Here's your chance to do that. Reliability, the seamless failover. We have the fastest failover in the industry. We say it's under 300 milliseconds, but it's usually under 100 millisecond failover. So if you are on a video call, you might lose a syllable, whereas some SD-WAN providers are more security providers that have an SD-WAN failover and it's 30 seconds or 5 minutes or however long it is. Ours is a seamless failover, sets out alerts, it contributes to a higher level of service reliability. So the quality, application prioritization, so it prioritizes your traffic. So you can put guest Wi-Fi maybe at the bottom of your priority list, but your voice and your video and your business critical traffic up on the priority list on your network. So we do link conditioning, which contributes to the quality of experience, reduces latency, reduces jitter, all that kind of good stuff. So improved application performance, and then security, encryption, remote connectivity solutions, and cloud-based security, the SASE offering. It makes a complete security solution. So the visibility, we have a dashboard, alerting, monitoring. We do troubleshooting. We have a bunch of troubleshooting tools. We can detect down to pretty much the second what went on in your network, how it happened, why it happened, and do some triage for you. So we did a survey. We asked our existing customers, what are like really important things in your network, and you know, what's the features that you like most about SD-WAN? And I know I can hardly even see that. 24/7 internet access. So the unbreakable internet, we call it. And having failovers. That was the most important. Link aggregation, so taking two bandwidths and putting them together and creating a faster internet connectivity. Link monitoring, super important, as you know, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Application prioritization, SASE or security offering, and then supporting, you know, doing support, site-to-site support and MPLS. So what makes us different? Largest patent portfolio, like I said, in the industry. We're designed for the channel with creative, very competitive pricing model and a multi-tiered, multi-tenancy orchestrator, which not a lot of vendors do. And then we have the fastest SD-WAN failover with a truly virtualized overlay network. So our market segment where we do the best, we're not the best when it comes to the Fortune 100, the you know, huge companies that have dedicated IT staff, dedicated SD-WAN staff, dedicated, you know, that have these complex problems to solve. It's just not our forte. If you're dealing with that, go to VMware, go to some big boys and do that. But if you're looking at the micro businesses, the ones that are 1 or 2 or 3 employees, or the remote workers, and the, you know, there's just not a need for SD-WAN like there is for the 10 employees, the pizza shops, the you know, medical industry, the finance industry, you know, attorneys, all that stuff. From 10 employees up to a few thousand employees, that's our bread and butter. That's where we play best. So the small to mid enterprise level customers. So our products and solutions, and why ours is a little bit different. So we have 3 basic offerings. We have the Business Enterprise Connect, which is an SD-WAN with private, you know, site-to-site encryption that connects offices together. It's an MPLS replacement. We've got the Adaptiv Business Connect, which is more like an SD internet, not an SD-WAN. It's just for a site that wants failovers, and they don't need that, that VPN access. They don't need any of that fancy,
What does that one run? Like price-wise for?
Oh, I'm going to get to the pricing. Yeah, on all those. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually.
Do you have to have your firewall in play for that, or can you?
So yes, we play well with firewalls. It's fantastic, as far as we're firewall agnostic, but we're coming out with a SASE offering that's it'll eliminate the need for a firewall, because SASE does security in the cloud, detects malware, brand new malware in milliseconds, viruses in milliseconds before it even hits your network, and a firewall doesn't protect your if you have a personal cell phone and you're doing company emails on your cell phone and stuff like that, it's not usually covered with a firewall. But with SD-WAN and SASE offering, those devices are, your business is protected basically. So and we'll get into the pricing here in a little bit. But thanks for the questions, and I don't mind you guys asking questions as I go. We have what's very unique. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but we have a thing called MyConnect. And MyConnect is a download. It's an edgeless SD-WAN for the hybrid worker and those people that are working remotely. You download it on your laptop, and it becomes an SD-WAN device. Seamless failover. Forward error correction, traffic, shaping. It does bi-directional QoS, all that over our overlay network, which is really kind of cool. Now that is only $10 per device per month. Yeah, so that's I mean, if you have people that are working remotely, which you all do, that's a great combination, and it provides a VPN. If you have the SD-WAN, it provides a VPN for you as well. So our solution overview, like I said, a little bit different than some SD-WAN providers. We have cloud gateways across the world. We have one in Germany, one in UK, I think 10 in the US, and 2 or 3 up in Canada. So North America, we get plenty of presence. And what it does, the cloud orchestrator basically oversees the entire network for you. It links to the gateways through the customer edge, which gives you true bidirectional QoS and link failover. So the reason why we could do that seamless failover is because we have multiple connectivities into our cloud. Reduces latency, reduces jitter, and then the site-to-site internet links for an MPLS. We also, I almost forgot, really important. Internet breakout. There are very few companies that can do this. If a customer has a 500 meg and a cable and 100 meg fiber, and they say most SD-WAN companies say, well, you need a 600 meg SD-WAN. We don't do that. What we do is we say, how much bandwidth do you think that they're using on a regular basis? We right size the bandwidth for them. If they're only using 100 meg of that 600 meg connectivity, we'll do 100 meg SD-WAN, and we'll break out the rest outside of our tunnel. So all the business critical traffic, we want that to go through our tunnel so that you get the reduced latency and jitter and seamless failover. The rest will still have SD-WAN features, but it'll be outside the tunnel, and it won't throttle their traffic. So instead of paying $600-700 for the customer that goes, I'm not going to pay $600 or $700 for a gig SD-WAN, that's ridiculous. You can give them 100 meg and do internet breakout, and the 100 megs, $150 a month. And they go, well, that makes way more sense. So I'll just briefly go through these. Seamless link failover. Bandwidth aggregation is not done on MyConnect because it's on your laptop. It's not on your whole network. And then the packet steering is actually pretty cool. And then the private networking is done in the enterprise and the MyConnect, but not in the business connect. The private networking is that's a more basic SD-WAN or SD-LAN, we call it. Hi, Jen. What's that? Yep. So Adaptiv's, these are our points of presence, basically, 12 in North America and 2 in Europe. So we have pretty impressive network uptimes based out of those. And we're actually adding. There's one in Texas. I don't know why it's not on that map, but we're adding data centers periodically as needed. And we can actually also go inside in fact, we're doing a deal this week where we're going to be inside a data center as a gateway for the customer. So any of their customers that need SD-WAN or need this, reduced latency, reduced jitter, we're a gateway in their data center. So the Cloud Orchestrator, which is really cool. Very easy to read, very easy for even customer facing if you guys wanted the customer to see a quality of experience score. And it basically tells everything. When we had a massive Rogers up in Canada last month had a nationwide outage of their internet, and our customers that had our seamless failover didn't even know that happened. But I went to check into the hotel. I couldn't check into the hotel. They didn't have my reservation. I went to get something to eat. I couldn't get something to eat unless I had cash. I had to pay cash for an Uber in Canada. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, if you guys had SD-WAN, don't you know that you would you wouldn't even notice what happened. So it was pretty amazing how that was a good advertisement for us actually. So order management provisioning, our orchestrator does everything basically. It's order management provision, service configuration. It does networking operations and service management, reports, analytics. We send out reports if you want them to your customers because when the internet's running great, nobody cares. The customers don't say, well, what is this SD-WAN thing doing for me? When we send them out a report that says, oh, you avoided 6 hours of downtime this month, from having SD-WAN, they go, what? Like, yeah, it failed over. You didn't even know this. The provider had an issue, or things like that. So it's a pretty cool little tool to have. I love this slide. Okay, brand awareness and size. Everybody knows Cisco's, the Palo Altos, the VMwares, the Versas, Ariakas, Catos. You guys have heard all those names, right? You've heard them all. Even Big Leaf, Simple WAN, Peplink. Elfiq is part of us now. But here's the interesting part of this. Security vendors, Cisco, Meraki, Palo Alto, Fortinet are not true SD-WAN vendors. They are security vendors that have SD-WAN-ish features. Okay, the Cisco's, VMwares, Ariakas, Catos, those are true SD-WAN vendors, and they have some parts of security that they can do on their network as well. Big Leaf is like our SD Internet or our SD, the Business Connect, that doesn't do MPLS replacement. They do a simple, SD, they call it SD-WAN, but it's for single sites. It's not for site-to-site encryption, things like that. We have the ability and the features to keep up with the big boys. But our brand recognition is such that we're not up there. We're the best kept secret in SD-WAN, and my marketing guy is going to kill me for saying that, but we're the best kept secret in SD-WAN. We can do what the big boys do. We're just not popular enough, and we do it for about half the price of the competition too. So, and you guys will see that. So this was the Rogers outage that happened. Rogers network went down. The customer had Bell. They basically their network stayed up. These are our customer edge devices, E40. It actually will go a gig for the the Business Connect, but for MPLS replacement or a true SD-WAN, it'll be 500 megabits per second is the max. It has 3 WANs and a LAN port, so you have multiple levels of failover. It's very cool, and it's fanless. It makes no noise. You can put it next to your baby's ear. And you got the E60 will do a gig, and it has 6 ports. It got 5 WANs and 1 LAN port. And then the E80, which is just coming out. It's a brand new device that will do 2 gigs, and that has, I believe, 6 and 2, if I'm not mistaken. Tabletop or rack mounted. These will all be Wi-Fi and LTE ready. We're going to start doing just a dongle USB plug-in for the LTE, but it works just as fine that way. And the E80 is both Wi-Fi and LTE ready. So I basically want that. We on the Elfiq side, we have the Core series, which will do 10 gigabit throughput. That's for larger opportunities. So if you have those larger opportunities, give us a shot and see what we can do for you. 12 ports on the Core series. So here's the fun part. Here's the pricing part, right? So the competition, we looked through the market and we saw that most of the competition is doing a 30, a 50, 100 megs. They're at 120, 180, 240. We're at 85, 95. I mean, you can have companies that have never just don't do SD-WAN because it's too expensive. And you go back to them and say, hey, look, we have an opportunity to give you what the big boys will give you, a true SD-WAN, and you look at it, $100 a month. So the gig is, we're selling a gig at $445, 2 gigs at $580.
So what if somebody had just like ABF? Because right now you can get a full gig of ABF for pretty dirt cheap, and maybe we're running but they have multiple sites. Throughput wise, I'm gonna have to bump them all the way up to the 445.
No, so what you'll do, and we'll work with the customer, is try to find out exactly how much of their traffic is business critical traffic. So if it's business critical traffic, if they're only using 30, 40, 50 megs, 100 megs of traffic, if they're only using 30, 40, 50 megs of business critical traffic, we can put the rest on internet breakout, and they're only getting charged $100 a site. Yeah, and we have some other options for multiple site, like retail. We're very good with multiple site retail and multiple locations. There's a few.
I'll speak to you.
Yeah, there's a few different things we can do in that regard. So we are the only SD-WAN provider, I believe, to be doing a per seat pricing. So for those really small businesses that only have 10 employees, 12 employees, they go, I can't afford SD-WAN. $8 a seat, they can have SD-WAN, a full SD-WAN stack, which is pretty crazy. So they get 12. You know how you sell UCAS by the seat, right? Just use this as an add-on. Say for $8 more, you guys can have unbreakable internet. It'll give you unbreakable UCAS. Your phone service will never go down. Internet goes down, we have an LTE failover, and you'll still be able to make calls where you prioritize the voice and the video, and basically they have, they're scared to go from an on-premises to the cloud. This gives them that assurity that things are going to be okay. So the box rental's $20. So basically 10 seats, $80, box rental $20. It's $100 a month, and they have a full SD-WAN. So that's basically what it would look like if you were showing, if a UCAS provider was reselling our service, which many of them do. They do an add-on. So the Assured gives you all of these features, the enterprise features, plus unbreakable internet, network security, reduced latency and jitter. My Connect, I touched on that briefly. 10 user minimum. If they purchase one of our SD-WAN, Business Connect or Enterprise Connect, we're going to give them a free 5 free My Connect user accounts. But if they're purchasing our SD-WAN, it's $10 per license for the download on your laptop, and it's seamless failover, forward error correction, reduces latency and jitter. A lot of gamers are actually starting to contact us about getting that for their laptops and their PCs at home. It's kind of funny. We have a partner that's So the marketing and sales support, like I was telling you before, content, training, collaboration. We walk you through the whole process, however involved you want to be in the sale. We have SE training for installations. If you guys want to do the installs, you want to have control of that. We'll give you that multi-tiered, multi-tenancy availability as well. So significant opportunities for our partners, especially for those with a broad solution set with opportunities of cross-selling. The technology that we use, it solves quite a few business problems, right? Unbreakable access to digital services. The SD-WAN is the glue that holds all these cloud services together. You know what I mean? It's without failovers and stuff like that, the customer is kind of left a little bit out to dry if something happens like a Rogers outage or anything like that. We work exclusively with channel partners to deliver SD-WAN solutions to the small and medium enterprises, and we're putting a lot of effort and energy into our marketing department. So if you guys have any questions, how am I on time?
Got a few more minutes.
Excellent.
I'm good.
Everybody's good? No questions? Oh, there's one in the back. When am I going to get my meal?
Say the internet is unbreakable. You guys aren't providing internet services,
No.
depending on the internet services that are available.
Correct. So if they have Comcast and then for their cable, and then they have, let's say, AT&T for their fiber, and they have an LTE for $30, $40, $50 a month, it is highly unlikely that all three of those carriers will be down at the same time. We will seamlessly fail over from one to the other, whatever order or priority that you want to put those in, and make sure that they don't even know that their internet is down. In fact, we just had a email this morning, I wish I could pull it up, where a customer was doing some maintenance, and we emailed them and said, hey, the partner, we said, hey, their internet connection is down. Is there an issue? Because we got the notification. After like 5 minutes, we get a notification. So he's called up the customer. The customer said, oh, that's kind of funny. We were just doing some cleanup, and we cut off the main internet connection, but they had a failover, an SD-WAN failover. They didn't even know. And they said, oh, well, I guess we need to plug that back in. And they plugged it back in, and we said, oh yeah, it happened at exactly this time. And they were like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then the MSP said, there you go. That's, if that had happened and he didn't have SD-WAN, they would have been without internet and going, what just happened? So one time they plugged in the box to a light switch that went to a closet, a broom closet, right? It was in the same area. And every night we got notifications that the internet was going down, and every morning the internet was going back up because the maintenance crew was shutting the lights off. It was shutting everything down. And they come in, turn it back on, and everything, the phones go back on, and like, what is going on? So we figured it was plugged into a plug that was connected to the light switch, which is funny. So it did its job. So yes.
Do you have a solution for email reputation? When you send emails, ensure that the email is going to reach destination, for example?
No.
You mentioned you check virus in the email, right? But when you send, you check something.
So our SASE offering, I could talk to you about our SASE offering. That's actually coming up Q1 of 2023, and there are some things that it will do, but we can definitely talk about that. I'll have more info for you on that shortly. That sounds like more of a SASE thing than it is an SD-WAN thing, but yeah, like a security thing. But yeah, we can get with me.